Hey guys, I want to change a little bit of the scenery. It's a nice hot day out here in Texas. Well, I want to make this video to talk about a little bit of some of the complications I had during my new lifestyle of ostomy and cancer. The first one was, like I mentioned, the irritation. Some of the things that I ended up using to kind of help out with it, but then actually this is the same bottle I used. It's kind of like a body powder. I used it around the stoma and everything, pushed off the excess of it. But then I realized that, what is it, Convatec? They offer this as a stoma paste, stoma adhesive paste. It's actually for it, but either one works. So as long as, if you have irritation, anything that, the bag doesn't stick, put the powder around it with the extra little towel, or napkin or anything, just brush it off, the excess, and then put on the product that you're going to use, whether it's a one piece, two piece, Convatec, Hollister. This is not specific for one. Well, this one's not specific for one. You can use it for any brand. Now, if you have too much irritation, something outside of the barrier, the wafer barrier, any one of these are the ones that I was using. These actually help promote healing in them. So I put on the bag, everything. If the bag, the adhesive of the bag or the output made it irritated, the outside part, not the inside, I will put these on it, and it's kind of conditioner, skin barrier, skin protectant. It helps promote healing and everything. I kind of wore some not so long ago because the barrier, it chafed a little bit of the skin extra, well, a little of the skin on the edge of the barrier, so it was itchy and it hurt. Now, for people that are self-conscious like myself, there are these lubricant deodorants. This is from one company, Coloplast. I'm not sponsored by anyone, so don't even think. These are just things that I used. This one helped me out because it's a lubricant. Also, this one from Hollister, M19. As you can tell, it's all worn down. I've used it a lot of times. These two, what they'll do is they'll help lubricate the bag so nothing will get stuck on, but at the same time it's a deodorant. So if you eat a lot of onions, a lot of seafood, things that would in general give it a lot of smell, it'll help not build up too much, sometimes not even none at all. Now, when changing the bag, like I mentioned before, my mistake was always drinking water and then trying to change it right afterwards, or 5 minutes afterwards. The mistake of that is because it's a small intestine, it pushes out water. It doesn't retract it, doesn't soak it up. So what ends up happening is, from the stoma, it pushes it out, and you make a mess of the area that you just cleaned, and you're gonna put your ostomy bag on in order for it to stick. So one of the ways that I found that out of that is this. It is what, fiber? Yeah, it's a Metamucil type of fiber. This one, I would drink it, and what happens is this firms up any of your output. So you drink it, and anything that comes out later on comes out like a mushy jello hanky type of thing. So it's more sturdy. So instead of having water just flush out and ruin everything, you have more of a concrete thing to work with. No, you shouldn't drink it after you change your bag, but it helps out if you're need to change it. If it's leaking to the side and you need to change it, drink some of this, and it should help you with being able to be flexible to changing it out because of that, because it hardens it up. It hardens whatever you're excreting. But again, I'm speaking on behalf of ileostomies. Colectomy, ostomy, with the colon, I'm not too sure because again, I don't have one, but I do know that this would help out if you, just in case if you have diarrhea or anything like that. This firms it up. This helps you with it, to manage it, to control it. So this, I still have a lot. I haven't had a reason to use it lately because again, I kind of know my patterns and my food consistency, what I eat, what I don't eat, what times I change it and whatnot. So it doesn't, I haven't used it. I still have all of it. So, and it's about to expire next month too. Oh shit. Oh, sorry for the word. Yeah, those are some of the products that I've had to use. This one I'm not gonna show too many of. I'm not gonna show the bags because that should be on its own episode itself. This is more of a like a quick video of trying to help like some situations that I've had. Now the biggest one I would say, the biggest situation or problem or setback that I've had was more of the moral type. Now it takes a lot of toll, a huge toll on you because, I mean, one, you're used to doing things that you're not, you're used to doing things on your own. You're used to being able to do everything without having to need help from anybody. But then this comes around and you need help from everybody. One, two, the days sometimes get tough. The medicine gets tough. You just feel so weak and you're just distraught. You're without motivation. It always helps out to have some kind of hobby that you enjoy. Sorry, there's a lot of mosquitoes and they bite me really bad. It's always good to have some kind of hobby, something to look towards to. That helps you out a lot because it kind of maintains your mind busy and it doesn't let you focus too much on the negative. Yes, of course, your body, sometimes your body's going to be too tired, too weakened to really, you know, function properly. Sometimes you just will want to go to sleep, take a nap, and yeah, it's fine, take a nap. But as soon as you do get up, try to stay active a little bit. Do your little, like I said, the little hobby. That way you can stay motivated. That way you can keep your mind off of it. Because a lot of the times when you just don't do anything, just sit, you fight yourself. You yourself, you're your greatest enemy. So you start wondering whether what you did was right, whether the surgery or the chemo or the radiation, the treatments, whether you should have done them, would it have been better to just say F it and, let God say whenever it's supposed to be with you. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest issue with everybody. Like myself, I took the bus to go to the doctor. Why? Because I wanted that sense of feeling of independence. Of I could still do it. I could still move. I could still, all that. I was mountain biking actually as well. There was a funny story on that, but I'll say that another time. But I was mountain biking. I was, again, riding the bus. I was walking around. I was keeping myself active. That way, I won't stay in my thoughts. Because again, at the very first week of having the surgery, I was beating myself up left and right because it was all new. I was in pain. I couldn't get my back to stick. I was just all over the place, and those sentiments, just I was beating myself up. And I learned, real quick that I had to snap out of it. I had to do something. So that's what I'm saying. It's good to have some kind of, hobby, whether it's something small, something big. It really just depends on you. Now, one thing I would say is some people like to have pets. That really just depends on how things go along with you. Like I ended up getting a husky around that time to kind of keep me, motivated, moving around as well. Turned out that I was allergic. So like every time, I don't know if it was a hair, that whatever it was from her, all my arms will hive up. I'll get a bunch, an allergic reaction to her when I was going through chemo. As soon as I had to let her go, give her to one of my good friends, and he took care of her. And the allergic reaction didn't come back, so I knew it was her. And I felt bad because I wanted to keep her. I wanted a dog to kind of motivate me, move me around, but I couldn't. That wasn't for me, or maybe it was just the type of dog that I got. Maybe So just keep that in mind as well. Your pet sometimes will become a problem for it. Now, I did get another husky. He's actually right here with me. Look. Say hi, Gambit. No? Okay. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the things that I personally, that I used for some of the things that were, some of the problems that I had. Now, I never had nausea, only for that one time where I got sick, but it wasn't nausea because the food didn't set right. It was just, I had a blockage. and everything was just piling up that I had to let go of it some kind of way, so it came right back up. Now, I want to credit that because, like I said before, I use the disposable utensils from restaurants and even from here. I had a specific soap. It was one of those Dawn soaps that I wash things with, like silverware, plates, cups, and all of that. When I went out to eat, I never used their metal utensils because they run into the washing machine with bleach. With their, it's more of a industrial type of cleaner, so that's always gonna mess with you. So I want to say that attributed to me not getting sick that way or nausea or anything. I still have the prescriptions of the nausea medicine that they gave me because I never had a reason to use it. To use it. Let's see what else I can think of. Hair loss, I didn't have much. My hair did thin out, but it was mainly because my cancer was colon cancer, so it was all down there and not up here, like breast cancer, brain cancer, things like that. Let's see what else. Pain, I was taking pain medicine. After a while, I did want to like retract from it because I was becoming to it, attached to it. So little by little, I let go of it. Yes, I was sore when I got my port here. I couldn't bend up. I couldn't, pick myself up. So I'll try to lay down in certain ways or areas where I wouldn't have to use too much force. I'll call my brother, my sister to help me get up. Let's see, what else? That's about it. I mean, for me personally. If you guys have any more questions, anything, just put a comment down below asking anything. I'll look them up. I'll try, if it's something I don't know, I'll research it up for you guys. I'll try to look it up to help y'all. That's what I need for y'all to do. Give me questions, anything. That way I can do something for y'all. All right, thank you guys.